the hands are no good, and the legs are no good. What part is good, I don't know.
You still got your hair.
Well, that's the only thing I got. What happened to your hair? I got that movie of yours. I went back home and put it in the VCR about my basement. I couldn't believe my basement looked that way. That bad.
You didn't believe it was.
It took a guy 5 trips, and he had a great big bread truck to get all that stuff out of the basement. 5 trips, filled that big bread truck up 5 different times with junk out of the basement. Well, some of the stuff was good, some of it was bad. And after 40 years carrying stuff in the basement and upstairs and not carrying nothing out, it was a lot of stuff. I couldn't believe it. And the workbench, a friend of mine wanted, I said, well, if you want it, come get it. Him and his brother couldn't hardly get it out of the basement, just the top. Showed him how to take the top off. It was nothing but 2x4s, 8 foot long. And he had a hell of a time, him and his brother, getting it out of the basement. I said, you want it, come get it. What are you doing, taking my picture again? Do I take a good picture? When I put it on, I look like a gangster.
Al Capone.
Yeah. A Jewish Al Capone.
There were Jewish gangsters.
Oh yeah. The Jews was about the Jewish was as bad as the Italians.
Do you know any?
There was some Mamzers. I knew some of them downtown. When I worked on the market, I used to watch them play in a banana room, play cards down there. Some of them guys have a roll that big, $100 bill, and throw them away like they were $1. Betting on cards. Some of them lose their homes, their cars this week, and then win them back next week. And the Jews, and they like to gamble. Daddy used to gamble. Something
Cards, poker, right? Poker.
Yeah. You remember the Eismans?
Yeah.
I remember one week he lost his home, his car,
Oh, yeah.
and something else. I forget what it was.
There were a
And the
number
next
of
week,
them.
then he won it all back.
Mhm.
They love to play cards.
Yeah.
I never got that bad where I want to play cards. I don't like cards.
They can hardly move and they go
Yeah.
and gamble.
Go gamble. But Shuggy,
Yeah. Tell me about it.
I bet 3/4 of them either had a cane in their hand, or a walker, or they were driving one of them little cars.
Electric wheelchairs.
Yeah.
Scooters.
Well, one come in a wheelchair. He had the energy to push that wheelchair. But the majority of them were crippled up, coming in there to gamble.
What
That'd
the
be
hell
nuts.
else is there to do for entertainment when you get like that? Tell me.
Well, I could find something better to do.
I don't think so.
I walk around the pool table for my excitement. He had this on the inside, but he didn't have his dead bolted down. So instead of dead bolting it down, I fix it like this. This door here on the inside, all you gotta do is pick that up there like that. Swing this around this way, then you can get in with both doors instead of drilling a hole in concrete. This was easier. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
That makes that door solid. Then I took that latch off the inside and put it on the outside here.
What about these? Did you add these boards?
No, he put that on there. He didn't even he should have put a Z-brace in there to hold the door up. But he didn't know how to build a gate. I removed this hair, was up here on top, was in the wrong place. Then I shortened the cable, and I put the turnbuckle enough so it opens up real easy from the outside now. And it closes easy. The Mexican guy done that, but he I didn't say nothing to him. He halfway right and halfway wrong. But that guy, he did a nice job. But he run his screws too deep. Shouldn't have forced it in the wood. But not a lot of people don't know how to build anything. So I've just been cocking around.
Is that why they call you the Alta Cocker?
Uh-huh. You gotta do something to keep them going crazy. I enjoy working, but my hands ain't no good no more. My feet also.
I'll talk to Goldie later. You're all going over to see him on Sunday.
Okay.
That's soon enough. His cold will be much better then. Yeah?
He's still taking pictures.
I know it. I know it.
You remember the little boy that burned his hand on the
What's that?
The ironer? Remember the ironer? The
Who
neighbor,
had-
that
who
little
had-
boy
Yeah.
stuck his hand in that.
The Jewish boy next
No,
door.
it wasn't Jewish, it was Gentile. They lived right on the corner. His
No, I
mother had
don't
that
know.
ironer, and he stuck his hand in there and hit the foot lever, and it closed
Oh,
and burned his hand so bad.
no, I don't want to hear that. Buddy, don't tell anymore. That's horrible.
You remember who used to live next door to us on
The
Oakwood?
little
But
Jewish fat boy.
Yeah.
Who was that? They had a fat son. Mama used to use their telephone. We didn't have a telephone.
Was it a Maybrook?
No, that was in back of us. That was in
That
back
was
of
over on
us.
Fulton Street.
Yeah,
where
no.
Zeta and them lived.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no. Wait a minute. The
Zeta-
Maybrook that was.
He lived up on the hill, and Grandma Zeta
Honey,
and Baba lived down here.
I know where we lived and they lived. I remember that very clear. Wait a minute. The Maybrook was was Ralph's mother's cousin. He spelled it Bruck, B-R-U-C-K. Her name and her brother's name, two brothers that came over, was B-R-O-O-K. All right. When we lived on the alley across, now I think it was Oakwood. Yes, across in the alley and back lived
Yeah,
the Maybrook.
okay.
And he was the one that's, you know what he sold, prophylactics. He delivered, and he was a representative.
Yeah, that was
okay.
a Maybrook.
That's
yeah.
maybe, and Stanley, the
used to-
boy.
we
Wait
used
a
to-
minute, the boy was so ugly. Oh God, he was
Remember-
my age. Went to Sunday school with me, and he's in my confirmation.
Remember, we used to look in the basement window and watch them women.
blow him up like balloons. He had to test them all
They-
the time.
they
and he
get
invites my mother
They
down.
get
to
them
show
in the
him
vault.
what he
They
does.
get them in the vault,
And my mother didn't
and they
know
put it
from
down over
birth.
this
He said, "You don't
wooden.
know what that is."
I think it was wooden stick. And then they rolled them up and put them in a package. He'd get them by the big box full, and they weren't rolled up or nothing. They were just powdered to keep them from sticking to each other. And we used to watch them in the basement. They were colored girls. There was about 6 of them in a row, and they used to take them out in boxes, roll them up, and then put them in this cellophane package. And we used to talk them out of some of them, and we'd blow
What a
them,
rich
we'd blow them
growing
up,
up we
and
had,
the wind
right?
come along, and there was some light. The wind would take them up. Ma would catch us and whip our ass.
She did too on the boys. I never got a whipping.
When she'd get mad at me, she'd hit me with a broom handle on my head, and I'd laugh at her. And then she hit me more. And that one time she broke the broom handle on my head. My hair was real long. You know, when you're a
Bushy,
Jewish kid
bushy.
back then, you wasn't allowed to cut your hair down too much.
The top. You had to have payas and stuff here, you know. not
I'd
in
comb
the
my
back,
hair and
not
come
the
down to
curls.
go to school. She smacked me in the head with a hanger or a broom handle. Get up there and comb your hair. I just combed it, Ma. No, you didn't. Get up there. Break all the teeth out of the comb. Then she'd give me hell
Who
for
were you
breaking the
talking
comb.
to?